Welcome everyone to our live open source development live streams here. The title is Program. I have to say, collaborating here with the open source community and other developers is the best invention, since meeting in person, other people might find it silly, but I have to say, you can use YouTube live streaming to the community. You develop open source stuff anyway. I'm surprised. I mean, obviously many do that, but I'm surprised not many major KDE and GNOME people and Linux developers like Imagine Linus towards live streaming some already. Would be amazing. I find it amazing. We get so much feedback, valuable feedback, email, Discord, comments. It is amazing. And yesterday we implemented not only Windows subsystem for Linux stuff for our T2 Linux distribution, we also implemented finally optional dependencies. Actually, I have to check with other Linux distributions how they. I mean, I know how Ubuntu handles it. I wonder how actually Gentoo handles optional dependencies, except useflex. Is this very static? Anyway, maybe I should try that for another day. I had another idea today, and basically it came to me literally between things I was thinking, because the thing is I don't want to hardcode all this stuff, right? So what we never have done is hardcoding all these dependencies. And today I had another amazing idea. I added this here proof of concept to exact image just for the test of it. And I think we should mark this in groups so that if an optional dependency is like Lua, but that would also need Swig, that we group that here for not yet used, but future code improvements. And then it came to me that actually we could auto-generate some more optional dependencies, because all over these packages, and also, so pro tip, that you learn something and not only use T2 Linux obviously increasingly at home and at work, but that you learn something in general. Not only sometimes it's better to think another hour or day over it, but also be smart solutions, right? Like instead of like sitting here now and going through 5,000 packages and hard coding dependencies like optional marking, flagging optional things, think smart, right? Think smart, do less also, and automate it. Recurring theme, right? I made a live stream some 3 years ago, automation, like automate the heck out of freaking everything. Automate whatever you can. Not only does it save work in the long term, but also less errors. And we all are humans, right? Even I make constantly typos on my less than stellar membrane keyboard. It comes from using some keywords. Cheers. So the smarter solution is let's auto-generate a whole lot of optional dependencies, because we have already a internal T2 Linux distribution function for that, which is package installed. And today I realized we can actually use this dynamic code that we have here. So we have, how many do we have here? This would be, I mean, you can also just like all. So we have a lot of package installed and otherwise like disable stuff, but because nowadays a lot of times stuff does not build anymore, right? 20 years ago you could configure make install, and if it had gazillions of optional dependencies it would simply not build. Nowadays you configure or Ninja and Mason and stuff, and if it doesn't find optional dependencies, it errors out. Super annoying thing. I really hate it. It's like innovation going backwards. So we can actually use that. How many are this? These are apparently around 723 maybe. So like, yeah, be smart, right? So let's do that. So basically everything I would say that checks for package installed things usually is a valid dependency, right? So let's change this function. Maybe we also do this in a clean tree like this one, because in the other one I have already 100 working copy changes. And this is, yeah, also community, right? T2 is so fast growing. It is amazing. More and more people send patches. Just yesterday I was thinking out loud, QEMU has slip iSCSI, and I should package that. And on the mailing list the day before, I should read my own mailing list, the day before already someone send a patch, hey, here's a new package, lib iSCSI. And yesterday I wanted that to do, should package that. So amazing. So many nice things humankind can achieve when we all work together. So, package config. So let's change this function. This is either package installed. I would say we dynamically add this, so as this code, so all the, like you normally do, in any code system, you certainly evaluate your config files, in our case our desk and conf files, and then work on that, right? The same in T2, so this when this is built, the desk file is parsed. So I would say like every input to this function, like dynamically after the fact, is adding a optional dependency. And so I guess I would think my ballpark estimate is that probably should be 98 okay. Of course there could be 2% or so, 2 or 5%, whatever, a very small minimal subset of code and packages that might run that and not work without that, right? But that is probably very rare. We could of course override this. If we ever need that later, like first I would run with that when we implement it now, and then like testing that some month and see if there ever is a situation. I mean, okay, I could also, like if it would be mission critical and would be like rocket spaceship engineering stuff here or so on, obviously we could test it or should test it. Not could, we would need to test that. Unit tests and test suits, and we could also actually scroll over through all the 700 matches of grep. But for today, let's add this here. So that is desk E we used yesterday, right? That also otherwise is in build package desk E, and I believe the syntax was just new line, right? I slightly wonder, does this work? Oh, maybe it doesn't. I believe this doesn't escape properly. Why does this, by the way, not escape? So this is treated, I mean, okay, this is treated as interesting. I actually had added some hack yesterday. What was it? This I input field, as this was in emerge. Right? Maybe this is why yesterday we needed this super crazy syntax that even I only use once in every 10 years. Do we even, by the way, 0 primes? I believe this was like that. Maybe this evaluates it. Huh? Maybe this crazy syntax. Yeah, just speaking about this, and then does this crazy syntax evaluate? No, this also doesn't. Okay, that is funny. That is. Oh no, maybe this evaluates it. Interesting. I should actually Google what the syntax does. This is absolutely crazy syntax that I only probably ever copied 3 times from examples. I wonder how that even evaluates. Do they have like, would you find that? You also, okay, we would need to, now we would, what do we have here? Double quotes. With the exception of, there is something. Is that, oh no, what? Closing characters and double quotes prevents literal values of all characters in the quotes with the exception of that. Notes, POSIX modes, special meaning characters, and retains a special meaning. It was that character sequence. Character sequences of the form are treated as a special kind of single quote. Here we have it, we found it. ANSI C quoting. The sequence expands to string with backslash. Okay, interesting, that is why we needed this. Okay, interesting. I've seen that like 3 times, like 25 years later I Google freaking shell manual. Yeah. Cheers. That is also the recurring theme, right? You would think I know everything. Of course I don't know everything. Even, although I shell script a lot, I mean, I'm not 24/7 shell scripting, right? But I mean, not only I forget things 20 years later, and I also don't always read the freaking manual of everything, right? Even if I copied that from examples, like, I was like, dude, what precisely is that even? 25 years later, I know, because we need that, you know, because we need a new line in there. So let's just add this, var append, and here is, so to desk E, so we just dynamically add this to the otherwise pre-parsed stuff. I say we just add it there. And because here comes now the special, I hope this works, we will see. Maybe this will break something, because now we will do here ANSI C escape. Let's, fingers crossed, let's blow up the shell scripting. Var append desk E, because that is new line separated. And then what was it even? Desk E, I think that was opt. Is that right? Opt. Maybe I need to live stream earlier. So then, because I'm tired, maybe I open source code too much. But even going slow. So package installed. Oh, I need more coffee. That's this time of day. Package installed. Let's find some example where we quickly debug that. Where would be a like I mean, something here, for example, is if we are building with PEM, which I mean, this is basically always, but I mean, I think so. For example, this is just xlog more, which fun fact is a more simple screensaver that I always liked more. Very few people probably use it. I still like it. This looks so much better. The logs are so much simpler. Slightly wonder, is there actually ever a new version of that, or is there sometimes? Oh, this is actually pretty recent. Okay, amazing. What would build really fast? Epoxy maybe? If installed. That is funny. Okay, but it is true basically. So it's basically it's funny that this has support for not building with X11. Interestingly, I didn't expect that. But it's basically it's correct. If this also has this is libfdev. I mean, yeah, we could actually test that with that. Do I have Toxigen? I mean, if I have it installed, I can also delete it. Toxigen. Okay, let's delete it. Or do we have a better example of? I mean, okay, it also doesn't matter. I mean, we can test with it. Yeah, I mean, basically we can test with it. It's fine. So that is libfdev. Let's see what happens. Welcome everyone. Someone that says bash is hell. Yeah, it's not ideal, but I said this before. We use it because it's just the most natural choice, right? For even programmers, administrators, they shell the whole day, which is, in my opinion, and I mean, basically because scripting is shell scripting, right? So with all the package build, I would still argue it is. I mean, yeah, do I wish it would be better? Yes, I wish historically it would have been better, but I mean, it could be worse, right? Basic is worse. Or, I mean, in some ways, Perl is even worse. So, yeah, could be worse, right? Or could also be worse, you could implement all the scripting in C. It's like, good luck with that. So, yeah. I mean, maybe one day what would be cool would be a JITted, like high-performance JITted, absolutely super fast shell. But that's certainly also not the most easy or convenient. I mean, maybe at least one person I know tried jitting a shell, but the problem is, of course, all the sub-processes, right? So getting all this details right and jitted and that to JIT high performance with all the sub-processes. Basically, what would be cool would be a more modern shell dialect which doesn't sub-shell so much or whatever. Anyway, we digress. I mean, there is C shell and stuff in here. I'm aware of that. Oh, okay. So, let's see what happened here. So basically, let's take a look. I mean, it builds. That is, I mean, we basically see the log here. So I guess that did not work because we don't see here adding optional dependencies. Let's do this again without verbose. Okay, this does also not yield any more information. I believe it did not work. But let's see libfdev. Adding, apparently somehow not. What did I precisely code there? Oh wait, this was also, I believe, in which, oh no, it should have been probably in this one package, or is it in functions? It was here var append desk, oh wait, desk D is also wrong, desk E. That's certainly. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where we test stuff. What's not tested is broken, especially if you talk with the YouTube audience. Yeah, but coming back to the title, I'm trying to entertain you here and so on. I really think YouTube Livestream is an amazing collaboration tool. Previously at Rock Linux, when we had a V90 modem, or when later we had a DSL modem, I mean, you couldn't even video chat that much, and nobody did. And nobody I knew for decades would have video phoned. But I mean, we met then once a year for Chaos Communication Congress there, or every 2 years now for camp, or if you're lucky, once in person. So that might be one, if you're lucky, 2 meetings a year. And I have to say, it's totally amazing, right? Of course, I'm currently overdoing that because I have a mission here. I have an agenda of building a YouTube channel. Like, of course, you don't need to do this daily or be daily. Like, I currently try to build a channel, but like once a week, some GNOME KDE meeting, like totally open, not like some Slack stuff or Monday or whatever commercial stuff people use. Oh, that is interesting. That is adding too much stuff. Okay, apparently we have here, okay, that is not really what we want. That is crazy. Okay, that instantly does not work out as good as I hoped. Because apparently there's some automated ones that are run always, which is not ideal. I think I thought about something like that already. There was also 2 things. So the way this is, all those packages hook into the build system. But what so the easy solution for that is adding. So what's happening? So basically, those packages hook into the build systems, like, for example, checking for init files and stuff. So basically, we would need to filter that out. So that would be, that is why those are run. I think the easiest thing for that would be adding another argument. It does check the built-in list. If not, it does check the built-in list. If not in the rebuild stage, and the really installed package data for the build list, not built-in list. Yeah, build. This could be, yeah, could be a little bit improved. We could simply make this the first argument. I'm somewhere, should we probably should document the arguments a better. But so for now, like basically if the first argument, so for example, we could make this -n for not a dependency, I would say. Like if the first argument is -n, or is not -n, then if add optional dep if called yeah, code is art. I was like, of course both works, it's just like to make reading it more pleasant. So if this argument, so then do that, then basically shift, that probably should work like that, right? You would hope that. What is the exit code built-in, shift built-in, does this, does it have any, yada, blah, 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 not zero equal, whatever, not supplied, jumps on. Okay, so shifts args, and all right, we need to do that first. And then we need to change all package installed in all hooks. That is parse, really should be parse config. Okay, that's, yeah, run it, we have seen that. So that that. I mean, I could SED it, but I could also just. So package installed -n package installed -n. I mean, should we dash? I mean, either. I mean, if we later want to rename it, we can always rename it. Like the Linux kernel people always rename their shit, but I mean, it is relatively reasonable, unless we would later. And that's also the thing, right? Like future-proofing this stuff. Of course, I wouldn't unlike the Linux kernel people, I wouldn't constantly change my APIs and stuff and calling conventions. I mean, the other reasonable option would be -d for dependency, but like we wouldn't add some crazy stuff like not installed, right? Otherwise, you could use a package installed not also, but I think it's like you don't need that, right? You would just change your conditional thing. I mean, we could, yeah. I mean, yeah, leave in the comments below. -n for not the -d. Basically, we will not touch that for the next 20 years again, so I guess it doesn't matter the most. Let's do that again. The only other thing might be include files we have, but in Java, who cares? Plasma framework. I mean, that is KDE extra C if package installed. I mean, maybe this one really. The others is made utils. Do we have here modular DRM? I mean, maybe the two. Actually, we should maybe not package installed. Package prefix. Maybe better not. And here we have. So that is cross. That is, yeah, that's not each package should depend. It's probably. I mean, if a package needs this, so you're just pre-filling this stuff, a package should not depend on libdrm. Okay, let's give this another try. That probably should be it. I hope you enjoyed this, learned something. As always, oh, this is also install, check does not, install package does not exist. How to break stuff with this simple 20 arguments. Apparently some. What have I done wrong here now? If Argument 1 und an End-Shift and $580 too many arguments. Apparently some quoting here of, where is this breaking? So either there is some Unicode. The one thing I really hate the most is Unicode white space. I only added that. I don't see typo there instantly. Ah, wait, I also did this wrong. This is nonsense. What have I even done there? Of course, that is buggy. basically we need if n, then if n, then shift, otherwise add. That is what we need. How do we? If argument n, then shift, otherwise. I hope the return code of that is. That is basically what we. Does that make sense? Maybe we shouldn't make it so. Someone says equal shell accepts both, right? This is not, I mean, we have one, I think we rarely use, actually we sometimes use that. But I hear you. I mean, yeah, if you come from another language that, I don't know, you probably want it for good style, right? Do you do this intentionally? You're saying we should write better style shellcode. Is that what you're saying? Or you just don't know that shell accepts both? I mean, I probably should even check whether other shells accept it. So what are we adding? We should adding dependency pem, stone, oxygen. Okay, this is still too much. We removed, okay, stone. How is that package? Ah, did we not grab that somehow? Oops. And what was the other? Doxy. Oh wait, Doxygen is, but apparently, do we also have some? Where is, oh wait, is that even, maybe it's actually doing that, lib stuff. Actually, yeah, it's actually doing that. Was it what we were? Oh, maybe this is what we wanted to do. What was the other? Or do we still stone oxygen? Stone and okay. PEM. Maybe PEM is globally also. It is. How did I overlook this? Did I not grab that? I'm not really sure what I did there. Okay, so this hopefully, at least in my build, these are the ones that hooked in there. What we can do next is to seed this. We could grab through the sources because it would wait until the next rebuild for this to have full effect, right? Until we update cache files. We could pre-fill that grabbing for the package install things, and but maybe it's a little bit too error prone. Maybe I don't do this and rather rebuild everything again or so. I use instead of as the opposite. Yeah, opposite, like just like I did, just like it also had to be shift and like shift or I didn't have this. I had shift and. So yeah, it also had to be, or do you? No, I also had to change the conditional branch there, the conditional move also in shell scripting. So so that should basically be it, right? Now we have Doxygen, and that's what we wanted. And now we have that. And so is that not amazing? I mean, yeah, it took longer than it took longer than it should, because as usual, entertaining and talking. Cache lib fdiff, so that should be opt, right? Does it work? No, it doesn't. Good that we double check it. Somehow this doesn't work. Why does this not work? What did I? Oh wait, did I check the right fdiff? I checked the right. Adding dependency. Doxygen. Did I not do not add this correctly? That's a little bit surprising. So we add opt. That should be enough. Huh? What do we do in disk? Oops, disk E. We echo that. We grab that. We SED that, and here we do del. Where do we do opt? Somewhere we do. Do I not do this opt thing yet? Ah, wait. Ah, right. I've not implemented that yet. The problem is, right. I've not done that yet. So I wanted to do that last night, but actually adding this opt translation is actually, okay, so it is working, just the other half is not implemented. So the challenge with the other thing is that the cache file is generated from this dependency. We have there for historic reasons 2 files. And so the challenge is now, maybe I should, so that's often the thing, right? You adding quickly something and then it doesn't fit into your 2-decade-old data model there. Because we have the dependencies, which I never looked into, that theoretically our installer uses. And that is a little bit stupid. So basically, maybe this year it would be time to actually also further refactor that. Because now we have here libfdev, which stupidly has this name as package, which I have no idea why I have no idea why we've done that. Maybe someone thought if it's in there, that's like extremely superfluous information, totally redundant, and I have no idea why someone, it probably wasn't me. It probably always have been like this. I don't know if Claire did that at Rock Linux or whatever. So yeah, 25 years of legacy. I've seen that already. I noticed that already 10 years ago. So yeah, that's not ideal, but obviously I didn't touch it 10 years ago because I never touched a running system. But now the problem is that the cache file is generated here. Yesterday I was looking for that quite a while. Until I found it. Actually, it's when you know where it is easy to find. It took me like 5 minutes to find. And that's somewhere here. And so the code simply takes here the dependency file and SEDs the package name to deb. And so here we need this opt. So the challenge is now how to encode that it's optional when I also thought I think I checked whether we could translate that here. The problem is that it's running in a subshell in such a way that the desk is not parsed here, I believe. At least last night. I can try again, but I'm pretty sure that this is somehow was I somehow blind last night or otherwise irritated? Let's see. So that would be this one here, or is it not? Because even that is a subshell here, right? Let's see if it's defined here. Maybe I only checked in the other. Let's see if desk E is defined here, because then we could build a custom regular expression. But at least in the other, okay, desk E is not exported. Maybe that is it. Let's see if it's still defined there. If it's still defined there, we can rebuild that to a regular expression and on the fly substitute it. No, I think it's empty. I would need to analyze it. Desk E. I think last night I had it inside this other subshell there. It's probably, or is it in? No, it's somehow in subshell later in such a way. It's probably somehow forked for, maybe even for control C capturing reasons or something like that. Yeah, it is there and it's empty. Yeah, I need to, so I will probably not solve that today. I solve this in a later day. Although you see, you don't do it instantly. The next day you already forgot that you didn't implement that part yet. So yeah. The next improvement, so basically good that I did this in an empty tree, because now it is obviously much Okay, not touched since 2006 apparently, which is amazing. Good that we regenerate that, I guess. Let's commit this. Maybe I should check quickly if there are helpful comments. Happy to hear your compliments there. Rocknet, so all of those stuff here. Function, add optional dep, if not suppressed with -n. Is that all we needed, right? That is probably all we needed. Auto trans, I also don't see that. Auto translate package installed, if not suppressed with new -n, flag to optional deps. Auto translate package installed if also there's a double space. Converted all package. What is the name package? Was it pick? Oh, it's actually not parse config. Parse config and in to -n where reasonable. The only thing is, of course, we break our package metadata being used with older scripts, but we don't really need to support it because if you subversion up, you get the latest scripts and factoring out there small changes is what people do very seldomly. So this is hard button again in front of this. Not sure if declaring it as local var help. Where what is local? The desk D. The desk D is not local. That should be global, or is it? Did you check something, or which local do you mean? Desk E. That probably should. For desk E, blah, blah. Where is the bloody? Or maybe the parsing. Where's the parsing? Maybe the parsing auto evaluates parse desk in functions. Maybe that auto generates the prefixes here in. I guess so, but this. Desk E is not local, should not be local. Anyway, I mean, yeah, that's basically so for this video. I mean, the one thing we could do, so yeah, I do this translation thing there another day. The only question is, should we grab all the package installed in conf, or how many are this? 200 in desk. 111. Yeah, it's quite some, and that is precisely why we don't want to do that manually, right? I kind of would like, but you know what? I think I do that in a. I mean, it might be interesting for some excessive shell scripting, but so that would be. Should we try? How long do we live stream? 40 minutes. Question: there's a reason why I use Subversion. Because 20 years ago, when we were one of the first projects to convert to Subversion, because it was amazing 20 years ago and over the previously CVS, my workflow is 10 times faster, and each time I use Git, I get headaches. So sure, if you do super travel stuff with Git, then it's doable. But I also, when I basic stuff and stuff, I often update subtrees, which I'm not like, or download up subtrees, package subtrees, which I'm not even sure is doable in Git. We have a Git mirror in the meantime for total Git diehard fans. But I said it before, when we have 10 other contributors that contribute daily who love Git, we can fully switch to Git. But as long as Data and I are here, main contributors, Subversion for me is just orders of magnitude more convenient. Also, monoculture, right? Similar to Windows, not everyone needs to use Windows, not everyone needs to use Git. Also for like, if there are security vulnerabilities, then the software industry is vulnerable and vice versa and stuff. So nothing, in my opinion, nothing wrong that some people in the world use some alternative system. And for me, it just scales better and is easier and stuff. So basically, that would be cache, right? So that would be, yeah, we could quickly see, yeah, basically, how would we grab, so SED, I mean, basically, we need the package name and the optional dependencies, so that would be substitute, I think best with SED. Let's see, do we have enough people tuned in? Oh, that's quite reasonable for such a live stream. The benefit is I'm not of that is, I mean, not only is my other code not ready to auto translate that to the cache files, but also in any case I would need to rebuild all the cache files, which is computationally quite expensive. So the instant benefit is if I SED that here, then we instantly have some markings for other people, for us to see what it would be, and for other people. That is also crazy here. This is a crazy dependency. I'm not sure what we do with such kind of things. I mean, CF is also the old-fashioned config files, also super flush package. It's like, yeah. Okay, anyway, SED. Substitute, maybe we use comma. You can use, by the way, pro tip, SED as the first character after substitute is, you can basically nearly use anything, except maybe some crazy things. Because if I use slash, I have a pass now, so I use that, then I can better match, basically substitute all, it's a little bit tricky. Not slash star slash capture that, again, oops. Not slash capture end to just that, just without typo. Okay, that worked. And then we need the package install, so the other until package installed space, then not space. This is poor man's parsing. That's obviously not totally foolproof and error prone, but we only reasonably quickly can extract the stuff there. So we need to capture that. So that is here. Capture that. Star dot and the two. Okay, that actually code reasonable. So what we do here is, you can decode that later with the manual at home. So we translate that and we capture here that, not slash capture that here, then star to package installed, and then we capture until space, capture that until the first space. That apparently looks reasonable, works reasonably well. If there would be double spaces that would fail, we could compensate for that with, I mean, actually we could make that here. If there would be any, we could make this any amount of spaces, for example, but that looked fine anyway. So then we read that, so read package dep. It's actually going faster. I mean, sometimes Usually stuff is fast, but sometimes, what do we have here? Grep stuff, a while. So yeah, that was reasonable fast. I mean, sometimes if I do exotic stuff that I've not done in 10 years, sometimes I also need to try and error and read the freaking manual, but usually do, while read package deb do, sed, so then we substitute, so usually you use slash, but I mean, usually the examples and stuff, but otherwise I often use comma, or I mean other autoconf stuff often use @ right? You can use anything, you probably even can use x or whatever, I guess. So yeah, usually slash. Substitute, so basically that would be, let's debug that first. So let's not print, and then let's match the dep, the dependency, and print it. I usually do that for debugging. And actually also we need the file that would be package any package cache. That apparently can't read car my money. Is there not car my? Okay, this doesn't have a cache, so it's not ideal. Interesting to know. Probably never built, YOLO, whatever. This is the only, maybe the only, and then we translate, so we match this, also a little bit more advanced SED stuff. So then, so that is a match for any match that translates. So you don't need like advanced SED use, like advanced. You don't want to know what stuff I do with SED. Also, I'm the maintainer of, I'm the successor maintainer of Eric S. Raymond's previously GNU then mini SED. If you're wondering, not only I always did a shitload of things with SED, I'm also an SED maintainer. Anyway, I debugged hours in Eric S. Raymond's mini SED, because when I took it over, it was full of bugs. Barely worked. I have no idea what he's done with that, but there were a gazillion bugs in there. I probably fixed 30 or so. So yeah, substitute that, substitute then deb to opt. That is basically enough, and then print it. We could further narrow that down, right? But there is no, like, we could at the angle, the rectangular, do you call it angle? How do you call those? Curly angle, whatever. Rectangular brackets, how do you call them? Brackets as in brackets, brace. Okay, not angle, but square. Square. I somehow had it in my square brackets. But we don't further, like, if it would be rocket science and NASA space flight depends on that on the way on Mars, and of course match it as super strictly as necessary. But for simple text processing, I know there is no other deb. We can simply translate it to opt. So we still need to further change it. So that was debugging. So that we need all, right? Not print, otherwise we would delete all the file. And does it even, maybe it wasn't in there yet. I don't see the opt, but it's probably not in there because the optional dependency wasn't in there when it was built. So in place SED, bam, opt there, usually Wayland protocols and stuff. Is that not amazing? And so like this and that's why we automate shit, right? That is why Unix people love Unix. That is what Unix is made for, and why Unix programmers usually are an order of magnitude more productive than people who try to operate their Windows or Mac OS, previous video. SIP, who knows what, Fuse, that looks quite reasonable. This checks for package config. Okay. I mean, it's not the most important, but whatever. Gopt, for example, the object of introspection, that is of course optional. Not really sure what's there with GTK Plus, but maybe they support 2 GTK versions. Who knows? Sane backends. Yeah, I guess theoretically you can build sane backends without libusb. Not tried this often, but other libs. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's quite reasonable processing, right? And that is what the scripting that we added to the main scripts would do the next time we rebuild all this stuff. So yeah, that is instantly quite some. Okay, there's lset4, xx hash, somewhat reasonable. udef feels like, yeah. So what I then also do, another pro tip, not sure if hopefully it will just work today, because recently my VI behaved a little bit annoying. I usually include that here in the commit method, right? So for me, like, why do I do that? I mean with that, right? It even works today, amazing. So apparently the most doesn't work in the serial console and QEMU where my editing or whatever, need to debug that another day. So auto translate or sed transform all package install to sed mark all package installed opt in cache. Actually, we could sed mark all. What did I grab? We grabbed desk. Mark all in desk to opt in cache. And then I simply really include that. Even not only for you to learn something for like other people, other developers, but even for myself, right? Again, super selfish. I know I might need this in a week again or a month, and then I simply can go back to the version control history and have it there, right? Package installed, all this good stuff, pipe that through. So like, yeah, maybe new line, why not? Grab sed, maybe another new line, because why not? While do sed done without wherever that came from. Bam. That should hopefully commit. Cheers. I believe your workflow does not. There. This bloody heart button there. I can always not read the last word of the whatever you Git workflow. I believe your workflow does not heart button the Git workflow. Yeah. Whatever is behind the heart button. Usability design. I mean, below that are literally to show you that nonsense. What even was what was this? What even was the key binding for? Or is it this one? I lost the key bindings. There. Thank you. Does not. Dark beliefs does not match. Yeah, it does not. I mean, normal commits are not a problem, right? Like commit, no problem. But sometimes I partially, like if I bisect my own stuff, I sometimes partially revert just parts. I like parts of the directory tree. I believe that's next to impossible with Git, probably, maybe. Would need to check. At least difficult or manual, whatever. I mean, in general, I'm not. I mean, I understand Git. Of course, Git has gazillion distributed workflow features that Subversion doesn't have, but I don't need them, and they make it more annoying for me to work with, and whatever. But Git fans and stuff, feel free to comment and whatever down below. But again, not everyone needs to use VI, and not everyone needs to use Emacs. Not everyone needs to run Linux. There's also, I heard, some BSD kernel. So yeah, everyone their own. Like, we don't need to force everyone to use the same version control system. Monocultures are not amazing. So let's do the same for conf, and then we are basically done. That probably should be the two places where that should be in. So if we don't need to change everything, that should just work, or we have some other cache files missing, that is also not ideal. But that's not a big deal. Eventually we will rebuild that, and then it will regenerate. I mean, what we could actually do, I mean, you know, we could continue, because obviously I'm here on Fire also, and have some operating system to run, finish, support, and make money with. We could quickly go over to Twitch and our new Twitch channel, and try to build those in Twitch here like that. and spend some other 20 minutes or so. This is also good that I didn't just press because it didn't copy the right. Try to build some missing cache files, like maybe LutzPa or whatever. Because what usually happens if I rebuild such stuff is we find other missing stuff, new dependencies or things to update. So that is why this actually could potentially be beneficial for everyone in the long run. So what do we have here? I'm just scrolling over, so this should be quite some, right? Diff start 80. Should it not be more? Okay, maybe the reason these are not more changes might be because not all package install things were optional dependencies present the last time I rebuilt the conf files, right? This is why this might be less changes than we expected now, because I expected some 700. But these are not 700, right? Some of these are significantly less. But that is like, yeah, I mean, theoretically, again, we are here between after work and hobby project, kinda, right? If your space program depends on that, of course, we know what, I mean, often I spend some extra time analyzing that, so if you expect 700 files changed, you know what need to go and actually find why this is not the case. I mean, maybe we do some very quick, because I thought this grep resulted in 700 or not 500. Why are there so many? So, okay, some are, okay, right, because some are in, okay, one thing makes sense, it's often multiple per file. So how can we double check that? We extract the file names again, cut on field colon, cut and delimiter colon field 1 and unique that. Not unique. Wait, it's sorted, I believe. So this is sorted because grabs per file name, so this is already perfectly sorted. You can use unique count, then unique prints out. So unique usually just filters multiple occurrences to unique patterns, but only in one row, in one sequence. Needs to be sorted. Otherwise we could sort it by grep already. This is single threaded, not parallel per file grep. That is perfectly pre-sorted. And then CS, so you see 6 occurrences, right? So these are all occurrences, and then in total this word counts like, okay, 213. It's still somehow less than as did we had, so some of these are still less. I'm not really sure what's up with that. Anyway, my space program does not depend on that, so I guess for a 1 hour live stream, it's good enough for me tonight. Maybe if I are bored later also, like sit in a subway or whatever, maybe I double check that. But for the sake of instantly improving optional dependency resolution for you playing at home with our amazing T2 Linux, tonight you have already some more optional dependencies. And otherwise, if you are otherwise as perfectionist or more perfectionist than I, and feel free to send patches if you analyze where all the other 100 file changes are missing. Nah, look. Let's copy the log file here. cdmark all conf to opt and cache. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, learned something. Let's maybe quickly, what are you building? We are working on our amazing open source project that is a truly universal Linux distribution. Unix distribution. Not that we get sued. Of course, it's not Unix, it's Linux. Don't do delay. Don't sue us today for accidentally misnaming that. Sorry. Yeah, our outstanding Linux distribution for everything from ARM to x86. I hope you enjoyed this, learned something. Let's quickly entertain our Twitch community, trying to build packages that don't have a cache file for science and improving updates and so on. Otherwise, hope you enjoyed this, learned something. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, and I hope to see you soon for all the next live YouTube open source collaboration, project management, and code to come.